Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaimMD here. Today we have a Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl moveset video guide on how to use Honchkrow. I love this Pokemon. I think it's so cool. Now, if you guys missed any of my previous guides, they're on the channel, so make sure you subscribe if you like any Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl content. I'm on my way to 300k, and also leave a like. You help me out. I will be having Wi-Fi battles going up, hopefully by the end of this week, as well as, a video later today showcasing Honchkrow on the OU ladder. So I'm pretty excited for that. So, much like a lot of other Pokemon, Honchkrow actually has some nerfs just because it doesn't have moves like Superpower as well as Heat Wave, which are moves that it had previously. But it will get these back via Pokemon Home whenever that comes out. I'm assuming that's going to be either right before Pokemon Legends or right after Pokemon Legends. So, Honchkrow has some pretty decent abilities, but the main one you're always going to see is going to be Moxie. And at the end of this video, after I do my two sets, I'm going to talk about, obviously, Super Luck and a few other options that this Pokemon have. But I'm going to give you guys what I think are the best sets. So the first set we have is the Life Orb Moxie set. Now, I have Adamant there, but you can go Adamant or Jolly. I like Adamant for the breaking power, right? By investing in max attack, you have a 383 attack stat, base 125. Incredibly strong. Incredibly strong, and your speed is 241, which is really nice because you outspeed Adamant Breloom, and I really love that, as well as max speed Magnezone with just that. Now, of course, if you want to go Jolly on Honchkrow, that is an option because it allows you to outspeed Jolly Breloom. But just keep in mind that Breloom's Mach Punch does 1,000,000 damage to you anyway, because while you do have base 100 HP, which makes this Pokemon look deceptively bulky, if you just look a little bit down, you'll see that it has base 52 defenses. So it's actually doesn't take hits as well as you'd hope. But that's not the point of Honchkrow. The point of Honchkrow is to come in, do insane damage, pick up a KO, and then get a Moxie boost, which is a +1 to your attack. So the move you're going to want is Life Orb. And I know Life Orb Brave Bird doesn't sound that great, but this mon is essentially a nuke when it comes to that move. So if you don't resist, you basically die. That's how this mon goes. Now the next move we have is either Night Slash or Assurance. Now, Night Slash is 70 base power all the time and has a high crit ratio. So it has a pretty decent chance to crit. Not that high, but a pretty decent chance to crit. It's actually the same base power also as Sucker Punch, both 70, because they also did nerf Sucker Punch a few generations ago. But Assurance is also a secondary option. Now, Assurance, on average, has 60 base power, so it's 10 base power less than Night Slash. However, Honchkrow is the type of Pokemon that does force switches. So if a Pokemon switches out, and the Pokemon coming in and take Stealth Rock damage. Now, use Assurance if you have hazards on your team. If they take Stealth Rock damage or Spikes damage, and you go for Assurance, Assurance doubles in power. So it's effectively the exact same base power as a Brave Bird, but just coming out from your Dark Stab. So this is really nice because it allows you to 2-hit KO, for example, Scizor, with Stealth Rock up, even if they're max HP and running like the standard defensive one with like 156 impish defense, or like as long as Stealth Rock are up, because your first one's 120 base power, your second one's 60 base power, but it's still enough versus that Pokemon. This just means that you can actually knock out some Pokemon without knocking out yourself via Brave Bird recoil. So it is an option. Night Slash is more consistent. Assurance has more reward for the risk of using it. The third move is Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is your priority move. This is stacks so well with Moxie because once Honchkrow gets going, a Pokemon that's faster than it sure can probably knock it out, but a lot of them don't like taking a +1 Life Orb Sucker Punch. Even with resistances, like Infernape probably take like 60-70% from Sucker Punch just to show you just that +1 Life Orb. So you do a lot of damage with this Pokemon. And the last move is Roost. Roost can be used because, I mean, it does force switches, and Stealth Rock are up. There's no heavy-duty boots. You wouldn't run heavy-duty boots on Honchkrow anyway, but Roost is just nice for that longevity. Maybe if you force a switch and you don't want to pick up a KO and it's better for you to Roost, you can go for Roost just to get that recovery back. Second set we have, this one is Choice Band. It's the exact same set, but instead of Roost, you have Assurance and Night Slash. I think Assurance on Choice Band is so insanely powerful, basically just for the reason I said before, right? This Pokemon has very limited switch-ins, even without having superpower on its move pool. Like, a Pokemon like Tyranitar can wall based on typing alone its move pool, but it still doesn't like coming in with Stealth Rock plus Choice Band Brave Bird. Like, it'll still take like 30, almost 40%, depending on the Tyranitar investment. So with a Choice Band, you're doing insane amounts of damage, kind of comparable to Weavile, except instead of Ice Shard, you have Sucker Punch. So Choice Band, again, is you just want to get a nuke, like you want to just get some damage off, and pick up a KO at Brave Bird at that point. I think Honchkrow pairs really well with Magnezone, by the way, just because Skarmory is something that can take hits initially. It actually can't take hits later on. But also, Honchkrow can beat things like, for example, Stall, just kind of on its own, right? As long as it's getting the damage off, because Clefable's always 2-hit KO'd, Quagsire's always 2-hit KO'd. So there are mons that don't switch in, but of course, Honchkrow ends up beating itself before that ends up happening. Most of the time. But with a choice band, I love Assurance, especially if Stealth Regular, because you don't have to click Brave Bird to have that nuke. You have the Assurance, and very little Pokemon can switch in. The fairy types that can switch in get absolutely destroyed by a choice band, Brave Bird. It's beautiful. It knocks out especially defensive Clefable, and it also can smash Togekiss as well after Stealth Rock guaranteed. So just a way of using Honchkrow for more initial power without taking life or recall, but you are locked into your moves, so that is the drawback. Now I want to talk a little bit about the other abilities that Honchkrow has and the other options. I don't have sets for these. I'm just going to talk and give you guys options. Feel free to listen, and also if you have any other sets you'd like to use, feel free to let me know down below. Now Honchkrow does have access to Super Luck. Super Luck pairs pretty well with Night Slash because if you have a Scope Lens and Super Luck plus a move that can crit, you're gonna start critting basically. That's just like the way it works, right? You'll be critting, but like the I don't like it for the other moves because unless you're going for Focus Energy or something which this Pokemon doesn't even get, I don't particularly like that because it just makes your other moves weaker, right? It just makes your other moves weaker. So I'm not a huge fan of the Super Luck set. If it had a flying type attack that was not Air Cutter that could get crits, sure. Maybe on a Nasty Plot Honchkrow, which is something I'm actually going to talk about too. So Honchkrow did lose Heat Wave, which is kind of big. But at the same time, the Pokemon that you'd hit for super effective damage with Heat Wave don't really exist as much right now, right? Or they don't exist, period, right? Like Ferrothorn does not exist, so you don't really need Heat Wave for that. And Dark Pulse isn't off for Scizor anyway, though Heat Wave would obviously be a KO. And other steel types like Skarmory get nuked by +2 Dark Pulse. So Nasty Plot is an option, but this Pokemon only really has one move right now to use Nasty Plot with. It's Nasty Plot plus Dark Pulse. If you did do Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Roost, you probably would want to run Super Luck just because you have Air Cutter as well as your secondary stab. But man, Air Cutter is so bad of a move, man. It's fine in game, but in competitive, it just doesn't do enough. If this Pokemon got Air Slash or Hurricane in this game, that'd be great. That'd be great. There are some other cool options. Honchkrow does have access to Taunt. I think Taunt can be used on certain Life Orb sets. If you want to run that over Roost, that's completely fine. It also has access to Thunder Wave because Murkrow uses Prankster Thunder Wave, which I think is pretty cool. But it's not necessarily the best on the Pokemon. Like in this Pokemon, if you get free options to attack, you want to go for it, right? You don't want to end up going for a Thunder Wave and then risk the Pokemon staying in and doing damage to you. Because like I said, Honchkrow is not bulky, so. It also has Perish Song and Mean Look, but that's not something that this Pokemon can do that well. Actually, is Mean Look. Yep, Perish Song, Mean Look, which is something that Murkrow can do better because of Prankster. But even then, with a Violite being gone, or Evilite, however you want to say it, it's something that even Murkrow can't really get away with too much. So while it does have some really cool moves in its arsenal, and also don't use Calm Mind, like it's just not bulky enough. If you want to use a Calm Mind Dark type, Price Spiritomb Tomb is the way to go. Drill Peck can be used over Brave Bird, but man, you want the power, and that's kind of really it, right? Like it doesn't really have much else going for it. If there was a Diancie in the metagame, I would say you could try Steel Wing on this Pokemon, but there is no Diancie in this metagame. Tailwind 3 attacks has some merit. Tailwind 3 attacks does have some merit if you want to click that Tailwind and just get off some Brave Birds after, so that might have some merit. I've used that with Kartana as well. And on Pokemon similarly with massive attacks. So maybe Tailwind does have something you can try out. That way you don't have to worry about Sucker Punch Mind Games or anything. You just set up that Tailwind and you do. But all in all, Honchkrow's a really fun Pokemon. I'm excited to use it later. If you guys are excited, feel free to check out the video that I'll upload later. Make sure you subscribe if you are not. Leave a like. And also, if you want to pick up Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, or maybe you want to pre-order Pokemon Legends RCs, or get anything for Best Buy and you're in the US, feel free to use my link down below. If you use that link, you can pre-order the games. But if you get anything for Best Buy, you support me as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.